The biggest obstacle standing between you and the life you want is not time or money. It's the old version of yourself you're still holding on to. Welcome to the final episode of the Wake Up Call series. By now, you should have figured out what you want more of in life and discovered or rediscovered your core values. And now it's time to bring it all together by stepping into this new version of yourself and truly embodying the person who is already living in alignment with those values. Okay, let me tell you why it is so important to reinvent yourself. You can set all the goals you want, but until you become that person who lives those goals, they'll always be out of reach. The biggest trap you can fall into is trying to be someone else, like trying to be that girl on Pinterest, that girl on TikTok, recreate their routine, reenact their lives, and then wonder why it's not working or why you can't stick to them. Well, first, because they probably don't align with your core values. And even if they did, you probably don't even believe deep down that you can be that type of person. Tell me I'm lying. So in this episode, we're gonna create a new version of you,
an alter ego,
a persona that reflects the person you need to be in order to live the life you want. Shifting your identity is key to making any change in your life, and that applies to every single area. I used to tell myself, oh, I'm just a lazy girl who loves food and tries to eat healthier. But then I would constantly be blocked and stuck in that tries phase. You know what I mean? Trying to do something that's out of character for me, but I'm trying. But then I stepped into the identity of that person that was already living in alignment with those values and those goals. And my actions started feeling so much more natural and less forced. Like I stopped saying,
ugh, I can't have junk food because I need to eat healthier.
I would just be like,
I'm an athlete. I don't even want to eat that shit. Like, get that shit away from me.
And yes, there's a bit of a fake it until you make it. But vote by vote, action by action, you start believing those things and your identity starts to shift. It's such a mindset shift and it's so empowering because suddenly you're not trying. It's just the way it is. It's just who you are. Okay, in the last episode, we've identified your core values, so get that paper in front of you, and if you've lost it, well, just write them. It's important that you have those 3 to 5 core values in front of you because we're going to look at that list and imagine a person that fully embodies those core values. Like, imagine that person literally walks into the room you're in right now. What does she look like? How does she shows up? Who is she?
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?
If you wrote down health, what would a person who embodies health would do? Would she meal prep consistently? Would she prioritize daily movement? Would she never skip self-care? Or would she scroll until 3 a.m. and skip the gym a second time in a row for Taco Tuesday? What would someone who embodies freedom do? Would they create a life where they work on their own terms, take full control of their time, set clear boundaries? Or would they keep on slaving away at their little 9 to 5 that they hate because they're just scared of losing their little paycheck? Okay, I gotta stop bullying you like that. May I remind you the name of his channel? Take a few minutes and write down present tense statements about this girl. She is not afraid to say no and speak her mind. She prioritized getting 8 hours and a half of deep, restorative sleep. Dream life. Just make sure those are not broad statements and they're rooted in your core values. Once again, I'm going to repeat that a lot. To help you, you can also think of what characteristic you can also think of
characteristic
related to your core values that she has. This is not only about what she does, but like what she thinks, what she believes in, how she behaves, like confidence maybe. Does she walk into a room knowing she belongs in there? Clarity, is she decisive? Does she make decisions quickly and without hesitation? Discipline, does she stick to her goal even when motivation is long gone? Boldness, that she stands up for what matters to her even if it makes everyone else very uncomfortable. You can write down traits that stand out to you, and those characteristics will help you when it comes to stepping into a new persona. Now, key part of this exercise, let's give her or him or they a name. Maybe it's a variation of your current name, maybe it's something completely different that represents the best part of you. And think twice, because this is not just a fun little thing to do. It is really important because you're about to become her, okay? You're about to merge and become one in time. Okay, now that you've defined who she is, it is time to align your daily actions with this new identity. This is not only about talking like her, it is about acting like her. Every decision you make is a step towards embodying this new version of yourself, okay? Every action is a vote towards who you're becoming or who you're remaining. You can start small by doing one thing every day that aligns with this new version of you that you're becoming. So maybe if she's always organized, take 10 minutes every single day to plan the next day. If she's bold, maybe you take a risk this week or you speak up in a meeting. Really try to become her through your actions. It's about almost role playing here, right? It's like embodiment. If she's very confident, try to carry yourself with more confidence in small ways. Maybe just practice standing taller, not like what I'm doing right now, or making decisions quicker. You're practicing living as your ideal self. It's almost like you're taking a course into becoming your best self. You have to think of this as a training. So yes, it will feel unnatural and maybe a little bit hard and maybe a little bit cringe. You're learning a new skill. When faced with a decision, ask yourself, what would she do? Because chances are she was not going to make the same decision as you were. Ideally, and I know I'm pushing right now, but at the end of the day, take 5 minutes to reflect on what happened that day and identify moments where you could have showed up as her and maybe you had a little bit of trouble channeling her. Just, what went well, celebrate yourself, but also what you could improve tomorrow. Now, there's a few things you can do to reinforce this new identity, this new notion of self. If affirmations are your things, you could use them to reinforce that persona. Always in the present tense, I am the bold, adventurous person I've always wanted to be, or I'm a skinny legend with a fat ass. That works too, to each their own. Or my personal favorite, some sort of vision board, but instead of just randomly throwing together a bunch of semi-inspiring pictures you found on Pinterest, just focused on building the blueprint of this alter ego. Keywords, body type, lifestyle, anything that helps you create a clear mental and visual picture of who that new version of you is. But make sure every single picture you choose can be traced back very clearly to one of your core values. You could also take your page and divide it into quadrants, so 4, 5, 6, however many core values you have, and write each core value into its own little space and just put pictures associated with that core value that really embody that core value. But make sure they're just not random images that you find cute and don't really mean anything or are not linked directly to your values, because if not, that's just another vision board that's gonna fall through the cracks. And like I say, don't forget to celebrate your small wins. We are merely just very, very smart dogs that need positive reinforcement when we're doing something good. That's it. Now, all you have to do is do. It's time to bring her to life. And remember, every single decision you make from now on is a vote towards who you want to be. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this entire Wake Up Call series. If you made it this far and actually done the work, you should feel like a brand new person and you can be very, very proud of you. And remember, the person that lives in full alignment with those core values is already inside of you. She's just like maybe a little bit lost, maybe she's struggling to find the surface, but don't let her down. Stop wasting her time and get on it today.